the organic farming. The minerals which are permitted in organic farming are chlorides, clay, bentonite, perlite, vermiculite, zeolite. These are permitted. Copper salts, inorganic salts like Bordeaux mixture, copper hydroxide, copper oxychloride, mostly which are used for fungicidal activity, are restricted. Mineral powders like stone meal, prohibited. Diatomaceous earth, restricted. Light mineral oils, restricted use. Permanganate of potash, restricted. Lime sulfur, calcium polysulphide, restricted. Silicates, clay, especially bentonite, restricted. Sodium bicarbonate, restricted. Sulfur as fungicide, acaricide, repellent, restricted. So when it is restricted, it doesn't mean those are prohibited to use. They can be used with the proper permissions and proper establishment of the need. Clay, bentonite, perlite, vermiculite, zeolite. Clay minerals present in soils and sediments are formed by diagenetic and hydrothermal alteration of the rocks. If individual clays occur without any association, they would easily be lost to erosion. So they are associated with oxide, silicates, other clays, and with organic matter. That's why they are rich in nutrition and help in soil conditioning also. Potassium is often a limiting macronutrient. NPK are uh, macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. Most of the times, potassium is often a limiting macronutrient for plants. Thus, the potassium properties of clay can indicate the biological utilization and fertility of soils. Most of the potassium in soils for plants is supplied from the potassium ion in the interlayers of micaceous clay minerals. These clay minerals are classified based on the features of the layer type which they form. Bentonite. It is naturally occurring clay formed by the alteration of volcanic ash in marine environments. They occur generally as a layers sandwiched between other type of rocks and mainly consist of the clay mineral. Bentonites with sodium as the interlayer cations forms are different from calcium cation forms and both are natural and permitted in organic farming. Perlite. Perlite generally, in pots and all, we use the perlite. Because of high permeability and low water retention, it helps to prevent soil compaction. It improves the texture of heavy soils or clay soils and prevent waterlogging. Mostly, this non-toxic volcanic rock is used for aeration. It is also can be considered as alternative to the sand. It improves the draining capacity. That's why controls damping of disease also because of the draining capacity of the water. Generally, perlite is free from diseases, weeds, and insects, so preferred for polyhouse cultivation, potteries filling, and pots filling. It is considered. Vermiculite, it is odorless mineral that is obtained through mining. It is often used to improve soil aeration and drainage. Vermiculite also. It increases water holding capacity and encourages seed germination. Perlite improves the drainage and vermiculite improves the water holding capacity. This is good for moisture loving plants but not so good for plants that like dry soils like cactus and all. It is not recommended. Vermiculite is suitable for acidic soils. Even though it is neutral in pH, it can slightly raise the pH due to various compounds present in it. So it improves the availability of minerals and nutrients such as calcium, potassium, and magnesium. It is also used to cover bulbs and root crops in storage to protect from rotting. Geolite, there is separate farming like geolite farming. Then you can understand how important this is a natural aluminosilicate. Actually, the geolites, their structures and chemical properties are different from one structure to the other. They have excellent water holding capacity and ability to help in slow release of nutrients. Geolites enhances soil microbial activity especially, and cation exchange capacity. The large cavities of geolites are filled with water molecules, thus forming hydration spheres around the exchangeable cations. Due to high adsorption capacities in the dry, dehydrated state and the high ion exchange capacities, geolites are used as natural carriers of biopesticides, which are permitted in organic farming. These unique properties of geolites are major reason for using as fertilizer and soil amendment in organic farming system. That's why I told you there is a separate farming system, geolite farming system, where geolites are exclusively used in the farming. With this, I am stopping the minerals which are permitted in the organic farming. In our next session, let us see microorganisms for biological pest control in the organic farming permitted by APEDA. Thank you. Signing off, Srilata.